In 3, 2, 1, we should be live. But I don't know if the internet is going to work good enough because it is lousy. And they're supposed to be getting a part in this week. This is Thursday. We will see. So, how is everybody doing that is out there watching and listening or whatever? Hope everybody's doing good. The orders have been awful. I thought we'd just talk about Spark tonight because I really didn't have a topic per se. I did get a new background. Y'all like that? I'm waiting on it to load up on. Wait a minute. They were supposed to have an update on StreamYard where you can chat in StreamYard. Put in a post a comment. Sup, sup. Hi, Grandpa. How you doing, Tommy? Miss Lisa, how are you? Hope everybody. Let me put up. I don't know if I'm really going to need to open up YouTube or not. Because the StreamYard updates, I didn't read them all, but it's supposed to have been updated. I don't remember if I muted, if I turned my speaker off or not. But anyway, here we are. Oh, so I got my sunglasses on. What's that song? I wear my sunglasses at night. Swing that out of the way before I knock myself in the head with it. Hope is. How you doing, Greg? Don't shop and deliver now. Oh, you're doing a shop and deliver now. I did not. Wait a minute. No, well, I did not have a shop and deliver at all today, which was lousy. I really I prefer the shop and deliver. I'm going to move StreamYard back over here to my main monitor. If I can get my mouse to get over there. There it is. The other mice are always in the wrong places. There we go. Ooh. And I hate looking at these. I look red. They got a sunburn. Hmm. Just be that. How you doing, pork chop? This shopping order. I talked to two new drivers. They're not new drivers, but I hadn't talked to them before, and they're right there with us. So there's still some hope. I hope because they were talking about the $7 and $8 orders and how they ain't no way they're going to retake them. I said if we could just get everybody to on the same page, can't get everybody to read the same book nationwide, but in your area, maybe. James, howdy, howdy. How are you? Ohio. Ohio is in the house. Had some old neighbors. I don't know if the town is big or it's little. I don't know if it's north, south, east, or west. Jefferson, Ohio, where they were from. I remember that. We were neighbors growing up when we were all kids. How you doing to you, Ryan? Hope everyone is doing well. The only thing about looking at this stream board is I can't see how many's here, but I don't guess it really matters. As long as well, I don't know. I talk to myself anyway. I don't know what the difference would be. Anyway, doing a shop and deliver. It's. I heard that. Are you still in there? I guess you went on the other way. But I thought I was going to start doing the shop and delivers till like 5 o'clock. I don't remember if that's correct or accurate. Worked out or what's worth. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I worked about 7 hours. I tell you what, last week was awful here. $258 for the entire week. Granted, I didn't work Monday and Tuesday, but Monday and Tuesday this week. I feel like I'm short. Um, yeah, there's a lot and lots of $7 and $8 orders. I'll tell you something that happened, and I have read it. I have read it on Reddit, but it's never happened to me. I was in Walmart helping Emily do a shopping order, hoping I would get a shopping order since I was in the store. And I got an order, and it was like a round robin, your timer and everything. And I said, I kind of glanced at it. I said, yeah, I'll take that. And I went to click it, and it said expired. Somehow or another, bots, I don't know, but it was gone. It pulled it out of my queue or whatever you want to call it, and it was gone. And I must get back. I just felt like right up in the screen. Is it just me, or is Grandpa's sound cutting out a little bit? It very well may be because our internet, it was connected. The upstream was like, yes, downstream was like 240. We're supposed to be on a 1 gig connection with fiber optic. And I threatened them a little. Well, I didn't like physically threaten them. I just said I was going to post all the speed results on all social media platforms um, that I have. And they promised me there was a part coming in this week, and they would have it fixed. So don't say another word until next week. Next week, it's going out on all the rants and raves on Facebook, my Facebook. Probably not going to do much good on YouTube. Well, it might, but they're awful. Yeah, it probably. I had a Zoom meeting with a marketing somebody working marketing for some company. Anyway, they said it was choppy, but when I turned the camera off, because they told me to go ahead and turn the camera off. When I turned the camera off, it works fine. Is the video glitching too, or is it just the audio? It doesn't appear that it's freezing up. So I'm not real sure. I don't know what that camera's focused on, but I am definitely not focused. Well, which isn't focused now. It seems like it's a little bit out of focus. I don't know. Probably splitting the difference between the pictures behind me and me. Anyway, it sounds it's better now. It may be in and out. Y'all know how y'all that is. It's awful. But anyway, I'm put them on blast. Focus is yeah. You know, it's just got a $2,000 camera I'm using for a webcam. That's major overkill. Well, I say it's 2,000. I don't know what it is. It went down in price. It's the glass that cost anyway. I wish Spark was like it was before. Oh yeah, definitely. And really, I don't know how long you've been doing Spark, but probably last year, this time last year. Well, actually, 2 years ago, up until about June, July of last year, most most all your orders was 17, and I mean all of them. There was no $7 and $8 orders. And then Christmas hit, and I tell you what, the system messed up, and it was locked up half the day. But the orders we were getting was 40 and $50 because of their mistakes, and they honored it. They paid. It was excellent. That was some good money. Anybody seen three orders for a sport yet? No. I heard that, and I did see a screenshot where they're putting, even if it's like a shopping order, you know, have two stops, but they're counting Walmart as one of them. I would move YouTube top. It just seems like it's easier to see. I guess maybe I'm used to it more. Anyway, since August last year, just started with this $8 orders last week. Wow, you're lucky, man. That's like they've been doing that since probably since right after Christmas. They've been bad, and they're going down. It's the thing of it is a lot of people say, well, the base pay 650. Somebody commented was talking about that on Reddit, and I made the comment. I said, you got to realize if it's 650 and it's a double order, technically that's a $3.25 base pay because your base pay is per order, not per offer, say. So if you got two orders, then that's $3.25 base pay. And then they came back and said, didn't really think about that, but that's true. Because if you're doing DoorDash, what's your base pay? It's for one order. It's the same thing. It's just that Walmart's stacking them. Used to, like 2 years ago, I don't really remember when they started double orders, but 2 years ago or so, most of them were single orders. That's what I'm saying. It was $17, $18 up for one drop. And they were making, understood. How do you think the prices of the pay has dropped? Some people want to argue and say that it's wrong, but it's the driver's fault. It's not anybody else. I mean, Walmart's just doing for a profit company. So they're just doing it. And there was some people that was made comments on my YouTube video saying that they're still making bank. They do this and they do that, and they're multi. When I'm talking about your pay and all that, I'm strictly talking about Walmart Store. I'm not talking about if you're doing DoorDash and Uber Eats and whatever else along with Spark. I'm talking strictly Spark because here our restaurants are too slow. Yeah, but if you're doing Spark, you can sneak one in here and there. Odds are you're going to be not too far from the Walmart to get an order. Just to get an order. But if they keep going out at $6 and $7, $8 and $9, it ain't gonna matter if you're sitting in the order or not because they're all gonna be like that. Right now, you get better or closer guard. Yeah. But when I love those videos, I'm strictly talking about. I think I offended a couple of people. I don't know who they were, but I wasn't trying to. I think at the end of the replying back and forth, everything was cool, but you can't compare Walmart Spark, DoorDash, or Uber Eats because it's too totally that's different. Apples and oranges, as the old saying is. Because DoorDash and all that, you can get three, four, maybe five orders an hour. Spark, and that's what separates. That's why I say it's two totally different evils. Hey, Bud Soda, how you doing? Stacking orders is the only way to be profitable, in my honest opinion. Prices up in your area. Yes. We just let me answer that real quick. We just got a QT built. What Quick Trip, whatever. I know they're in the Metroplex, Dallas Fort Worth. I noticed it was 329. I think Walmart Murphy's was 319. But there's one station that's kind of in the neighborhood area, and it was like 309. That's the cheapest I found it. 355 a gallon, Ohio. I don't know, it's crazy. But yes, I agree with you. As far as DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, all of them go, absolutely, you've got to. Well, I mean, you don't have to. You don't make more money, and it's possible doing it with food apps because you're probably already going to be in the vicinity of, if you take a DoorDash order, you're probably going to be in the vicinity of another order from Uber Eats. Most restaurants are flat, hot zones, hot areas, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, yeah, stacking completely. But where my flash water is, be land. But yeah, I agree. Stacking is the way to make the money, and that's how first 2 years I was doing gig work. That's all I did. I did Bite Squad, DoorDash, Uber, and Grubhub, all four of them same time, every day, all day. But when Spark come along at that time, I could make as much money doing just Spark as I did stacking all that and having double the miles. Spark was half the miles, same pay. Not so much now. I actually turned on DoorDash 3 days ago, 2 days ago. I was fixing to head home and I got a $7.50 Whataburger. I know y'all don't. Well, the South has Whataburger. Most everybody's heard of Whataburger anyway. But it was coming my way, and it was like 4 miles, 750. I know that's not great, but compared to I turned it on today, and there was a uh, Little Caesars pizza order, $3 going 7.2 miles. Then a Pizza Hut order, it was like which it was like $7 and it was going like 6 miles. Which, if that was going the direction you was going to go, it's not a great order, but if you can get enough of them, it's all right. But with Spark, you're only going to get one. You might get two, unless you're doing shopping orders that are quick, small, easy, and close. Then you can rack up some money quickly. How you doing, Mr. Lopez? That's a really good friend named Lopez growing up. Finally made over $100 today. Added my, let me look. 103.86. She added it up for me over there on her desk. 103.86 is what I made today, and that was 7.5 hours. That's not the day, but that's why you got to have something else going. Unless you're gonna, you know, not deal with Spark and throw in some DoorDash and stuff, and feel like you're doing more. But if you're not doing that and you're strictly doing Spark, it's when you got to be working on something. And even if you're doing others, you need to be working on something else for him. I don't know what it would be. You know, online shopping and selling stuff and whatever. But you highly advise you to be doing something because the way this big economy is going on all of the platforms, something's going to give. There are going to be people doing dollar and a half deliveries instead of the tip. They're going to sink their own ships. Is what not the drivers, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Spark, Walmart, Spark. They're going to sink their own ships eventually. But that's my opinion. Oh, I'll take $3 a gallon. I just paid 3 cents. Oh, wow, for $3.10. Got it. Well, did I say that? 3.19. Yeah, yeah. That's what it was. It was 3.29 at that QT produce store, 3.19 at Burgers, and that one place that I got was 3.70. I wonder what it is out in California. Get your pictures. Why are you so negative with these apps? Because of what they did pay and what they're paying now. And I know a lot of people say, like on Reddit, if somebody kind of knocks the app, they say, look, you don't like it, why don't you just get you a real job? I don't know. two jobs because I got other things going now that I didn't before. But these apps are very negative. And now, let me back up. Unless you're in a good market, because I do read that some people still making good money at it. It's just really hard, especially when you start calculating your maintenance costs, annual maintenance costs, annual gas, add all that up, the mileage, unless like I I can only speak for Spark because I broke this all. Unless if you're taking $79 orders on an 8 hour day, your hourly pay is going to be on average about $455 an hour by the time you deduct everything. Unless you put DoorDash or other apps and stack it multi app. So I don't mean to be negative on the apps, but when you go from well, Bud Soda is a prime example. Most all everybody can what they did make and what they're making now is half. And that's pretty. There is no positive in these apps right now. Not in most markets. Some markets, yes, not most of them. Even if you have Spark, is what I'm saying. Oh, oh, Stackles. The what? Okay, hold on. Continue from the first comment. The Wacom days for DoorDash and Uber Eats in my marketplace are over. I'm assuming that means making big money on them. When I had Spark, I still made more on DoorDash. That's how I stacks. That's how I stacks them backwards stack. 116.84 to be exact. Burger flippers make more today. I make close to 1,000 a week, but around 7 a.m. Oh wow, 12 hours a day. And normally do shop orders. Shop if you could do 5 or 6 shopping orders a day, you'd probably be back pretty good. That's what I say. Your shopping orders are still paying good, but the curbsides for like Spark are nowhere near, not even close to what it used to be. But yes, it's great. It has started. Oh yeah, and that's because drivers are taking less, and Walmart's saying, "Hey, if we can if these drivers are taking these orders for $9, let's drop them a couple more dollars and see if they still take them." There's not as many drivers taking those orders. Let's hire 100 new drivers. Bam. Those 100 new drivers don't know better, and they're taking these low paying orders. And I guarantee you, and I'll put this down. This time next year, these 650 orders are going to be 450, 350 to 450, unless something changes. But yeah, the only thing with multi app and with Spark, but so is with how it is here anyway. And I know some other markets that are the same way, but not all of them. You pretty much have to be in Walmart parking lot to get a good order. Now you can be, you know, a mile, 2 miles away from the Walmart and still get an order, but it's going to be those 650 to $9 orders. And by the, and I don't know that they're really worth taking because I know some people are doing even here. I know a couple of people that are doing DoorDash and then they're grabbing those $9 orders and they say, I just keep rolling. But that $9 order costs you more money to stop and go wait to get loaded and go deliver it. Where if you're going to do DoorDash and you're on a roll, um, it doesn't make sense to stop and wait on a loader to load you and do all that when you could have probably had 2, maybe 3 more DoorDashes done before you get that Spark finished. So in a lot of cases, in a lot of places, it's going to be one or the other. because they kind of got your hands tied. Now, if you're doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, food deliveries, no, they don't have your hands tied. You can bam, bam, bam. I mean, most of us have done that before, and you're good to go. But Spark, you pretty much have to be in the parking lot. And I've heard a lot of people now saying that they're seeing people sitting around in Walmart inside the store or just walking around in the store because it does go by proximity. That's a fact. The first drop is normally the only good ones, 15 plus, so do it based off of those ones. That once, and they're bringing it out. I turn on the other apps. It's stacked accordingly. Yeah, I get what you're saying. If you're picking up a Spark order, once they start loading you, you can kick on DoorDash or whatever. And if you get an order, especially at one of our Walmarts, there's a lot of restaurants across the main road or across the road from the main Walmart. And if your loaders are loading you, you get a DoorDash. It's probably going to be one of those restaurants right there. You could probably pull out of there, and grab that, unless it's going totally the opposite direction. So yeah, I can see that. But if you keep doing that with DoorDash and you're dropping off your Walmart orders, then you may not make it back to Walmart in time. And you got to be careful because they're running that timer on your perishable stuff. Granted, and I think it's way too long because they're giving you 45 minutes to an hour to have an order delivered, and it may have ice cream. Can you imagine ice cream sitting in the back of your car this time of year in Texas anyway, at 111 to 116 degrees every day? Um, that ice cream is going to be like water, and it's not fair to the customer. You can make more money as a driver, but I would be ticked off. And I've read some people talking about tips getting pulled back, and if that's what they're doing, I understand it. I'd fold the tip back too. And the thing is Walmart app shows just like DoorDash. If you're a DoorDash customer, and you can sit there and watch the driver and see where they're going. It works the same way on the app. You can watch the driver and see where they're going, so they know where you're at and what you're doing. There was only one day I can think of where I went 5 hours straight of doing two Spark an hour and didn't nothing else. They all fade really quick. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I say. You can do two an hour. Normally not, but you can. I have. Well, no, because that put me over in the next hour. I have that three in 1 hour, but that kind of screws up your round robin for that next round. So really, it's like two and a quarter, two and a half an hour. Not very often, but it can be done. And that's another thing that I don't know how many's noticed. But here, and I Reddit. Sounds weird to say. Um, some of the round robins are coming out at like 29 to 31 after. So if they would consistently do that, dang right, I'm going to be turning DoorDash and Uber Eats back on because I don't have to worry about getting back to that parking lot for another 15 or 20 minutes later than what I'm used to. And in 15, 20 minutes, as long as it's like I know a lot of people don't like McDonald's, but McDonald's is probably the fastest restaurant we have in Wichita Falls. They're usually right on time. So you could get McDonald's orders done in 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So if they change that round robin time to 30 after, then yeah, you can dang well bet I'm going to be turning DoorDash back on. May not pay much, but if I can make $6 or $7 extra per hour, I'll take it all day long. You can do two an hour I do a small shop, and then I get back. They give me another order. Yeah, but is that consistently? That's all. That's all. That's why when I say only 1 hour on average, not consistently, because occasionally you can. Like I said, I've got two stuff orders an hour and went back and was fixing to get another order. Granted, it moved over to the next hour before I got it, so you can't really say a full 3 orders an hour. But occasionally, yes, you can get two, but not consistently. Your round robins definitely not because they let them out once an hour. Many of the customers were redeployed where it was attempt to because nobody else used bags besides two people out of a couple of dozen of us. I mean, I've been using my cold hot bags, whatever, my Grubhub bags lately with Spark orders. I'll try to put the cold, especially in the shopping order, because I got time to put the stuff where I want it, and I'll put the stuff where it needs to be, like milk and ice cream and all that. I put it in the cold bag, unless it's like a half a mile from Walmart. Then I don't really worry about it. But a lot of the times we have a lot of rural areas we deliver to, so you got a 15-minute, 20-minute window there from between inside Walmart to before you're going to get to the residence, and ice cream will melt. uh, Orders in my area seem to come out. Oh, really? On the hour. Then if you don't get them for about 20 after, I don't see anything again. But that is only 2 or 3 times a week. Most orders a day are 5 to 9 miles drive. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Ours has always been 20 after on the round robin. Well, not always. Used to it was 15 after. Then they moved it to 20 after. I knew the few that I got to do last week, I noticed they were coming out like at 29 to 31 after. And I was paying attention to it today, and that's what they were coming out at. And there was some oddball stuff. I was told by another driver that he was told by a loader that they were really far behind because instead of the pickup times being at 45 after, the one guy I was talking to, his was a pickup time at 5 minutes after. Mine was a pickup time at 15 minutes after, which that was aggravating. That was a $40 two drops. Got one dropping off, got a quarter of a mile from the next one, and they canceled. That's where my tip was. Probably lost about $20 on that one. Very aggravating. And I talked to driver support, and they kept saying, "Well, I don't see where you're coming up with those numbers." And I said, "Well, I'm saying that's what it was with the tip." "Well, I can't add that in." "Well, that's fine. Okay." And then they said, "I need to turn this into the next tier." I was talking to tier two. And after about an hour jacking with them, I said, "You know what? Just forget it. Pay me whatever. I don't care anymore. You're costing me too much money. I'm spending too much time on the phone with y'all." So I don't know if I'm going to get paid at all. I really don't. And I was so frustrated at that time, I didn't really care. Granted, a lot of the orders that was coming out was $7 or $9 orders, and I'm not even going to put my car in gear for that. But it's just aggravating when somebody drops the order. And I have a feeling what happened, and they said the customer dropped it for a 911 emergency. Maybe, maybe not. But what I don't know, because I've never done it, and if y'all know, I would like to know if you're the customer and you make a Spark order and you cancel that order, do you get some kind of penalty for doing it unless it's a 911 emergency? I'm just kind of curious. But I don't blame the customer for dropping it because they probably had, let's see, I think it was 3:38 when I accepted that order. So they probably had a 4 to 5 or a 3 to 4 window to that it was supposed to be delivered, and it was 2 hours late, and they probably got mad and said, "Screw it, I'm dropping the whole thing." So I'm not mad at the customer over there. It was just aggravating because I was so close. How you doing, Mr. Womble? Much worry. Getting in support is more worried about the sir. You know, that first person I talked to that said, "I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. I'll have to turn it to tier two. I'll transfer you." But let me ask you, or let you know that there will be getting a survey. I'm like, you really think I'm going to give you any kind of good remarks when you can't do anything? That was ridiculous. Tier two, I got a little aggravated with them, so it was probably best I didn't do a survey on them either. Because I, I'm a nice person, but if you act foolish and you're just reading a script and you don't know what you're talking about, but you're trying to act like you know what you're talking about, I give you no credit for that. The Zoom meeting I had, it was one of their questions. Um, they ask if I go into like Best Buy and do I rely on the salespeople to inform me about the product, or do I do my own research beforehand and stuff? And I said, I'm not knocking the salespeople at Best Buy or in electronics at Walmart or wherever. I said, but 90% of them don't have a clue what they're talking about. They're reading the side of the box, reading the same exact thing that you can read, and acting like they know what they're talking about when they don't have a clue. There are a few employees at Best Buy I know that really do know what they're talking about, but the majority of them, they don't have a clue. You can go into Fry's Electronics. I don't know if y'all have Fry's. I know that Metroplex are in. Computer. Well, they have a lot of other stuff. But if you go to build a computer, that's a good place to go because you can buy stuff about half the price at Best Buy. Um, Some of those people don't have a clue, and they're working in a specialty area. And I don't keep up with it as much as I used to. But nevertheless, my thing is, if you don't really know and you're just reading a script, don't try to make me feel dumb and act like you know what you're talking about when I know you don't know what you're talking about. And then expect me to fill out a survey and give you some brownie points or some good remarks. It ain't going to happen. Anyway, sorry, I got a little off on something there. Yeah. They plan to do that to get someone to take it and then get it for free. Well, this was going to a pretty, I would say, upper middle class, not like really high end house, but upper middle class. I think they probably just got sick of waiting on the order because if Walmart really was that behind, the people might have had a evening job and they had to go to work, or half their order was supposed to be for dinner, and it got so late, and they said, "Just go out there, screw it, ain't gonna be here." And there's different reasons, but it just bites when you have a good tip and $40. The one order it did pay 14. I wouldn't have took just that order for 14. So that's about $2 or $3 less than my cutoff. But when you snack that with another, bundle it with the other order, and it made it very well worth it, in my opinion. It was like probably 9 miles total, but for $40, 41.26, something like that. One more time, that's typical. I don't know. Here, I deliver to the rich and the famous here. They probably wouldn't be caught dead in a Walmart, but they darn sure order their stuff from Walmart. It's like the deacon of the Baptist church won't catch him in a liquor store, but he might order something through. Just saying. They they were trying to. I may have. I don't know. It worked, and they got me. Spark was a hit or a miss on support. You're aware of common issues, or they read the script. I know most of them do have a script, but when you get to like the tier two, they should be more informed and have more experience and know the situations. There's always people living above their means who would screw you at a daycare traffic. Wow. The majority of the time, my best tips and the ones that I can really count on are from the lower income to the middle, the lower part of the middle, if you can. Middle class, you cut it in half, the bottom half, from about half down to the low income. Most of them, if they tip you, it sticks. I found the upper middle class or upper middle income, it's iffy. But the really higher income, if they tip, which a lot of them, but if they tip, I've never had one withdrawn. It's that upper middle class that I really question. There was something else that was weird that happened yesterday that I was going to mention on sport, but honestly don't remember what it was. It just got me on the one shot because I had just read on Reddit a while back about somebody saying that they had orders on their screen with a timer on it and it just disappeared, and other people saying there's a new script on the bot program out there that can pull the orders, the offers back away from the person that it was sent to. I don't know that to be fact. I'm not saying it's cool. It's really neat how that would work. If you're into scripting and programming and stuff, that's I like to see how that works. Not to do anything bad, just some of that stuff is amazing how it works. But I didn't really think it could do it. But that one got pulled to me somehow because I had like 22 seconds before when I went for the second order, and I just scrolled through it probably 5 seconds and looked back to take it. Going, something happened. Not maybe. I would like for somebody to actually not say, "Oh yeah, there's bots," but somebody actually show it so I can physically say it really is. Now I've talked to Gary Middleton. If y'all, well, all y'all know who he is with the App and another anyway. Um, but he said the way Spark is scripted, he can't get the right script to make it work on Spark. I don't. That's a little above me, but I would like to see it. I keep hearing people say that there is bots, but I would really like to see it. It would be real tempting to use, but you gotta have a little integrity. Now I know money's money, and we all got to make our money, but God, I don't think it's ethical. So, hey, giggity, how are you? How you doing, Michael? Michael says, "Have found Spark is so oversaturated lately that you can only do one per hour. Sometimes I can be a quarter of a mile from the store and not get anything out." It is that's what I was saying earlier. Is I And I don't mean to offend any drivers. And if you're taking $7 to $9 orders, you have your own reasons. But that's what has drawn made the pay go down. Okay. But I don't think anybody can argue with that because Walmart's going to, if you deliver it for $5, that's what they're going to pay. If you don't deliver for $5, they're not going to reduce it to $5. However, the new drivers, once they've reached about 100 deliveries and they start getting the craft orders like the rest of us, once they realize they're not making much, not losing, but not making much, then they wise enough to quit taking them. Then Walmart says, well, we see a slight lowering in acceptance, so let's put 200 more drivers for these 50 orders. You know, I would like to figure out how to beat them, but I don't know that you can as long as new drivers come along and think they have to take the 650 and $9 orders and think that they're making money when if stock goes not multi-athing, to be clear, just talking about sport. If you're taking those orders, you're making about 450 an hour, but it's going to come out 450 to 650 an hour. And really, I would kind of like to see if somebody didn't agree. I would really kind of like to see their breakdown as to how much they really are making. I think most people think they are making good money. If they really break it down and really look at the cost that's involved in delivery, they're going to realize you can't make enough money taking $7 and $9 orders on Spark. With multi and stuff like that, it's different. I'm talking strictly Spark, multi. I think I've probably should have made that clear on a couple of videos ago. Yeah, it was strictly just that's all I'm talking. Anyway, yeah. Um, if Walmart keeps the trend going that they're going down right now, I'll be probably turning DoorDash and Uber Eats back. I'll try to figure out how somehow to get a base pass and do some ride sharing. I like ride sharing, really. I mean, I enjoy talking to the really people. I never really had. I had a couple of not bad experiences, but a couple of people that I'd really rather them not have been in my car, but they weren't hateful or mean or anything. I'm late. You're here, so that's all that matters. How's parking? I didn't see you put that. Oh God, I just saw that. That's I never had a bot for Instacart. The only thing I ever had was Gary's apps. Um, I quit using it because my trial period ended. And I haven't, and it wouldn't really matter anyway because I haven't done much DoorDash or Uber Eats. But that would be the closest thing. That's not really a bot because all that is, I don't know how many of you are familiar with macros, but like when I worked at Blue Cross Blue Shield, you could hit like Control A and it would put in what pre-select the text. And basically, that's kind of what Gary's apps are doing. All it's doing is reading the information that's sent to your phone. And it's just like but it's doing it for you. If you hit Control A, it's just reading those and answering it as to what you put in. It's not really a bot, like per se, like people are talking about how it's going into the system, pulling orders. So Gary's apps are completely legit. Some people say, "Oh, it's like after month." Yes, they are. If you understand macros and how all that works, yes, his apps are completely legitimate, and they're good too. If you're using DoorDash, Uh, I heard that if Spark catches you with a bot, yeah, I'm 100% for that. Problem is, somebody put it on Reddit the other day that it didn't happen to them, but they was watching that the loader came out there and physically grabbed their phone and was looking at their phone. That would be the only way to find out if he was running a bot that I know of. But I also know that somebody would probably be getting uh, restrained, shall we say, if they go to grab my phone. Because that, to me, I think that's probably illegal. Because that's invasion of privacy. You're also probably a smidgen of assault because they grabbed it. And I think Walmart's going to be able to do that. And I'm thinking somebody pursued that if it was the truth. You know, what you read on Reddit, believe about half of it, in my opinion. You know, 'cause a lot of people like to hear their self talk. Emily says I like to hear myself talk, but I really don't. Um, but seriously, a lot of people try to make things up to where it's elaborate sounding and they get attention drawn to them because they're attention seekers. But it could be true. I could see that. I've seen a couple of loaders that I would think might actually would try that. But I guarantee you, I don't care how big they are. I will step up to. I worked in the state hospital for 8 years. I don't care how big you are. I ain't worried about you. I'm not saying I can restrain you. Don't get me wrong. I'm smart enough to know when to restrain and when not to, but I would be getting my phone and probably not real friendly about it. Nevertheless, I'm all for if you could scan an account to see an account on the app through the app some way and see that there's running bots. Yeah, I'm all for it. The one thing that I have heard they've been doing is they're also checking IDs, and I'm 100% for that too. Because if you are not who you say you are, then you should be deactivated. But odds are you're going to be back out there the next day with another account. But if they would continually do that and truly do it daily, I'd cut down a lot of the oversaturation for sure. Uh, Usually there are old, a lot of old people out body language, and that's a lot. Had $37 shop and drop and got to Walmart only to find another driver had already took the order. Support paid me $22. You lucky you got paid that. And you tell me how that happens. Is it that Walmart messed up or is it a bot? That's my whole thing. I don't know. Like I said, I know I would give somebody confidentiality. I would if somebody had a bot on their phone for Walmart Spark out of confidentiality, I would not turn them in because they trusted me just to satisfy my curiosity. I would not turn them in. That wouldn't be cool. I mean, that's being like a narc. You know? We call them narcs. I don't know what people call them nowadays. You never rolled on your friends when I was growing up. If they gave you beer and you got caught with beer and you was underage, you didn't roll on them to get out of trouble. You took the punishment. I found it. You know, there's some I don't know what you call it, integrity or whatever. You don't roll on. So if anybody's watching and they in Wichita Falls and they have a bot, just show me. That's all I want. I seriously want to just see, just for educational purposes only. I don't want to run a bot. I'm not going to, but I wouldn't turn them in. But if just a general person, if they're running bots, I think they need to be deactivated. I am in agreement of that. I just saw the fly. Y'all gonna see me commit murder online live. Where else you gonna see somebody commit murder live? Now I got that in my hand. Y'all know how it goes. That fly will not be seen for the next hour until you go to bed. Then it'll be buzzing in your face. Oh man, I tell you what, what is it? 9:50. I guess the internet has been it held up. I'm really surprised, and I really hope they get it fixed. Did anybody notice the background? You know, I did. Some people, I didn't notice, but I liked it. I like this one. Anyway, this one does. Anyway, um, what was I thinking? I really wish there was because something else happened yesterday, and I really wished I could remember what it was. But honestly, I don't. Other than that one that appeared to be a round robin, poofed, got poofed from me. Like I said, there was really no particular topic for tonight because honestly, there just ain't been much going on. I made $258 last week. That's all I made on. Emily asked me the other day. She goes, "What are you going to do if we continue getting these crap orders or offers?" I turned DoorDash back on. I was really surprised when I turned it on yesterday. It said Dash because it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and generally you're not going to just not getting orders nowhere for anybody really. I like your background with that. Oh. Well, I thought about putting the LED lights, but then I thought that might be too much. I do have. Did they come in? Oh, I think they did. As a matter of fact, I have some that's supposed to. They're LED lights, but they're supposed to go with music too. I'm gonna do a review on them. You know, see if I guess I've got a wide angle lens. I guess I could put a wide angle lens, and that would go up higher and wider. We could run the lights on that backbeat music, and they'd be looking like an old disco in here. I don't know. I like the brick. I thought it looked cool. You know, and change it up again. Give it a few months, and we'll try something different. You ain't got to sit in the same corner of the room in the same. Change it up a little bit. Not that it changes the content in any, but I could put it just a green screen behind me, and we could be up in the mountains or anywhere. But a lot of that stuff, I look at streaming. If you got to put their background on there, you see, it flickering around them. And I don't like it. Anyway, I'm truly hoping that the smartphones get better, but no, I do not have Amazon Flex. And I don't know, if you got my email the other day, I replied to. I went to turn on favor, and it was saying uh, not Arlington, uh, not Grand Prairie, not Grapevine, somewhere down in the Dallas area. That was showing that Granbury, that was showing that was when I get in that area. So I sent their support and email, and they are no longer in Wichita Falls. So there again is another reason why shouldn't depend. Don't depend on these apps because they may or may not stay in your market. That's two that's gone from this market. Bite Squad, which is ASAP, and now Favorite. Those they've been around for quite a while in Wichita Falls. Yeah. And you know, Grubhub could easily move out of the area. You know, people like in big cities like Houston or St. Louis or New York City or whatever, I wouldn't first, I wouldn't think that they fly out of them areas. But other, you know, Wichita Falls is like 100, 110, 111,000 when you count the surrounding small cities, real close, metropolitan, metro area, whatever. Um, they pulled out. So who's to say Grubhub's not going to pull out next? And what I'm getting at is don't depend on these apps for a permanent career, especially if you're younger. If you're my age, you know, I'm 58. So, and I was hoping that they would last another 10 years, 4 years ago, like when I was talking about it, because I thought I could retire at like 62 or 65. But my understanding now is you have to wait till you're like 67 or 68 to get your full retirement, you know, full pay on Social Security and stuff. And if you retire before then, you can only make X amount of dollars. And I don't want to be limited to what I can make. That's ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to stick around a little longer and stay depending on other sources of income. But one of the sources I'm not going to depend on that I was hoping that I could is these gift cards because I honestly do not know what the holds for them. In your big cities, I think you more reliable. They'd be more reliable, but I would still be working on something different. You know, some people are, are working on other things for income, and some people doing this are retired already, so they got their 401s and stuff like that. It's not that big a deal. Fortunately, I had 401s, but when I left the companies, I took the 401 out because I really needed the money at the time. You know, money's the real thing. Don't grow on trees. Uh, but if you use these apps, and you should have a little extra time to be working on something else. And I don't know what else it would be. I'm not going to say. And I think Bitcoin. I think there was a bunch of trouble on that a while back. I was reading on Newsbreak, the app on my phone. But it's not my thing. I wouldn't put much stock into that. And banks are closing, freezing accounts until things are settled. So I don't know what it work towards. What you know might be eBay. You know, buying, going to garage sales, buying stuff, putting it on eBay. You know, I know Mushimu was going to Goodwill stores and doing all that. It's a lot of work, and think I don't think it worked out real well for me. It helped, you know, it got there some time, but that's all this stuff is. It's just temporary stuff from one step to another step, this and that, and just make it while you can and be working on something else. Oh yeah, you saw my email earlier. Yeah, I had emailed you the other day. I didn't know if you saw it or not, but I was going to try a favor. Oh, it froze up, didn't it? Oh, maybe I'm rolling. But yeah, I was going to try a favor because you said it was doing good down there, and I thought, man, yeah, okay, I'll try it. So I'm down to I don't even know. I still have Instacart. I did talk to a Spark driver that said he's been doing Spark since before the pandemic. So he's been doing it for a while, but he does Instacart too. I quit doing Instacart because I didn't want to deal with the customers with the chat thing. So I got Skipcart, Instacart, Proxy Fix. Mr. Dash Womble shared that one with me. Granted, I haven't done one yet. There's one right now. It is only, I don't even know if it's still on there. Let's see. I was going to get me a big piece of paper to, I wonder if this would work. Oop, oop. Turn the skip cord on. That skip cord, I said that, but see if that will make that focus. What happened to my window over there? Hold on. What happened? Where did StreamYard go? Where are we at? I don't even know. That's YouTube. Oh, it jumped back over here. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I'm getting all messed up here. Let's stream up. Where's it going to be? Let's see. Will that focus? Let me, yeah, there you go. I turn it straight. 1625. That's in Comanche, Oklahoma. I Googled Comanche because I wasn't real sure where that was at. 54 miles. So that one on Proxy Fix is a no. Oh boy, no. But I also have, well, Skipcart, Instacart, Proxy Fix, Roadie, which somebody told me that UPS or FedEx bought Roadie out, or Roadie bought them out, or they merged, whatever. But UPS or FedEx, one of them is fixing to go on strike. So they're anticipating on the Roadie deliveries to quadruple. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But I haven't seen a good Roadie order in a long time. Grubhub, Uber Eats, and Force DoorDash and Spark. That Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash is right beside Spark on my main first screen. Because that was my main apps when I was multi-apping and going until Spark kind of got to where you had to be in the parking lot. Once that started happening, it kind of limited being able to do other things while you're waiting on the Spark order. It happens, and if it hasn't happened in your area, it hopefully won't. But don't be surprised when it does. I would just suggest working on other things and make money where you can. If you are in the need to, if you're retired, I know a couple of people here that are retired from good jobs, and this is extra money, and it's nice to have it. Just like with Emily, she works full time for Blue Cross Blue Shield, and she likes buying things. It's not that she has to do smart; she knows, but it's nice to have a little extra money, to put in a vacation fund or whatever. And do you have fetching? Oh, I've never heard of it. Well, let's just see while we are here. How would well, I mean, I could probably look up the app, but I don't know if it would tell me without installing it. Fetch app. Fetch, just cashback apps? I don't think that's it. It got a little, it looks like a little dog. Yeah. Is that, I don't know if that's showing. Put that up there. No. Yeah. Oh, wow. That does focus. It focuses now, sort of. Yeah. Cool. If I can get it right. Is that the one you're talking about? I'm on that, but haven't had a chance to. I don't know if it's here or not, but we'll check into it. Thank you for sharing that. The proxy fix sounded really cool because I love photography. I've got a Canon EOS R, if y'all know much about cameras, sitting up there for a webcam, and I don't get to use it for whatever. It's not a super high end camera, but it can do professional photography with it. You know, it's not like a big red video camera, whatever, but a couple grand. Throw on a lens on there. Been working with a mentor to help me do insurance and annuity side gig. Yeah, there you go. That's the best one. Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. If you can, if you're doing the gig apps, you have some free time and you have flexibility versus a W-2 job. W-2 job, you guaranteed you're going to have a check every week. They lay you off or something happens to the company or whatever, but pretty much guaranteed a check every week. But you're stuck on a schedule. And with the gig apps, you got flexibility. So, like Michael says, he's working on insurance and annuity. And if you could, if he was into real estate, you could take this opportunity to get into real estate, photography. There's a lot of photographers out there, but if you could get into real estate photography, that's a big money. And I know, I just say, ProxyFix has some real estate. From what I was reading, they might do some real estate too. And for what they're going to pay you is compared to what real uh, private real estate photographers make. What I'm getting at is you have the flexibility to work on other things and you might want to consider doing that and don't depend on these apps for the long term. I don't. I know that I'm older and younger people might say you're just set in your old ways. This is something new and it's going to be here. Maybe right. I'm not going to argue that because I don't care if you're 16 years old and telling me that. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm just going to say you might not put all your eggs in one basket. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm in the little time that I've been doing it, I've seen this downward. It was really good for a while. We all know that. The ones that's been doing it for 3+ years, it's really good. They could, but especially over this past year, last 12 months is a downhill and straight across on all these apps. They're all downhill. So unless something happens to trigger it and rejuvenate it and get it going again, I would just be very versatile on what you're doing during your free time. Get other things going and don't count on it. I don't know because we can't control what Walmart is going to pay. I thought maybe we can have some effect on it. Nationally, no. But when you're in a local town, at a local Walmart, you might get with enough drivers to make a difference. But overall, they're going to come back and hire more drivers. So you got to get to those new drivers quickly to educate them, get them to understand. But there again, when you're new on Spark and DoorDash, from what I remember, you're going to get banger orders from about the first 100, and then it's going to be draft orders like the rest of us are getting. majority of the time. Some places are still getting good orders. I'm not going to be all negative, like somebody said earlier. Why I'm negative, because some areas are still good, and I still get decent orders here and there. But it takes all day, not all day, but it takes 8 hours to make 150 bucks, and that's okay. I mean, that's okay compared to 12 months ago and back 200, 250 in my area a day. And that's so the only way we're going to get paid better is to educate the new drivers and try to get them to understand after that first 100 orders or whatever, they're going to get much anyway. And I'm just rambling now. I should be up. It's 10:17. I need to go to bed. I got reviews to do. Oh, Lord. And if y'all haven't, and y'all are into gadgets and stuff, and like, if you like review channels, and I'm very random stuff, check out Grandpa's Random Reviews here on YouTube and consider subscribing to it. I think I looked earlier and I'm at 91 subscribers, and at 100, I think what I'm going to do is a live stream on there, and I'm going to do a giveaway. Now, it may be, I'm it's not going to be this because I probably going to keep this one. I just got this in a day. A little tire inflator. That'd be heavy for. Oh, here's those lights. They can do those, but it might be a headset. I got truck. They call it a trucker's mic. It's just the one earphone with Bluetooth or dash cam or I don't know some wireless lapel mics. If you're a content creator, you may want something like that. I'm going to give something away when I hit 100 subscribers to the channel. So if you want to, and you're into, if you're not into it, don't worry about going and watching it. I understand. It's nice to subscribe to somebody's channel to help support them and build their subscriber count up. But if you're not really interested in it, then I don't blame you for not subscribing. That's I'm not interested in anybody. But if you are, and like I said, I've got what they call that, a lawn rake. I've got a Ghostbuster. It's a little review on a little device that's supposed to have hidden cameras and hidden microphones in the hotel rooms and stuff. So, like I said, it's very random. That's why I call it Grandpa's Random Reviews because they're very random. Anyway, that's enough. Let me remove it. So many reviews. It's a lot. 118 videos, I believe, and not all of the reviews that I have done are on there because I have done a few reviews that I just didn't believe in much. Like I got a pillow. I did put it on there. It's a snoring pillow. It's like $400 on Amazon. And it's supposed to, if you're asleep and it detects your snoring, it rolls your head like that and opens up your breathing. The reason why I didn't put it on there is because it's supposed to connect to your phone on the app. And I could never get it to connect to Android. It might connect to the phone, I don't know. But if it's something that I don't really believe in, or if I think it's really junk garbage, I'm not going to put it on Grandpa's Random Reviews because I want people to trust what I say. And if it's an item that I think is neat and it's okay item, I'm not going to brag about it. It's like, oh, I endorse this. This is number one. This is the best one. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say what the product is, what it's supposed to do. That's it. I've been asked to give 5-star reviews on items. I do not give 5-star reviews on items just because somebody wants to give me $20 to do a 5-star review. Ain't gonna happen. I'm too honest of a person for that. That's why would have never met a good car salesman. Lady just kicks me. When I sleep so heavy, she can't hear me snore. But really, after I had cancer and they removed half of my things on my throat, I don't snore as bad as I used to. I used to would wake myself up. And if this pillow really worked, it would be great. But I can't see somebody paying $400 for a pillow. They asked me if I wanted it yet. Of course, Emily's like, "What are we going to do with that pillow?" I don't garage sale. I don't. But I do know one thing: it is bedtime. It's time for me to go. I'm old. Problem is, I'm wide awake when I need to be getting up. But anyway, I appreciate you coming by. I know this was just totally random, and I didn't even schedule this live. I mean, because I honestly didn't know what I was going to talk about. So, have you thought about doing reviews on stuff that you've used for a few months and follow up review? Um, yes. Well, I haven't done a follow up review yet. We I got a pressure washer, and Amazon rejected the video because it uh, disclosed personal information or asked for personal information. What it was a address label that was on the box. So I guess they have an AI or some kind of program that probably scans the videos that come into Amazon, and if it picks up a UPC code or whatever, it, it flags it. So it was. I'm going to try to get it uploaded tonight and get it approved, and I'm going to go. It'll be on Grandpa's Random Reviews tomorrow at noon because I'm going to upload that then. So I'm going to get it started in the morning. I'll schedule it. Actually, I'll start to upload and schedule it to be on Grandpa's Random Reviews. But it was a pressure washer, and I don't know. I don't know because I used it, so I don't know if it's really a good follow up on it. I may do a follow up on this monitor later. I mean, if it continues to work, but I don't know. That's something to think about. You're making me think now. I'm going to go to bed and be laying there thinking all night. Anyway, appreciate y'all coming by, hanging out with me, and helping pass the time away. And enjoy y'all's stuff. I'll keep trying to make some money out there and stay cool out there. I mean, stay cool, bro. Stay cool temperature wise, too. 111, I think. 114 yesterday. It's hot, especially when you're standing back by the trunk unloading stuff out of the back of your truck and your exhaust is blowing on your leg. Man, it's like a fire. Anyhow, I'm out here, y'all. Thanks for coming by. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something. It's going to go old and fat and lazy like me if you don't. But for real, y'all be cool, be safe, and try to make a dollar. Thanks for coming by, y'all. Bye. I don't even know where my StreamYard screen is now. So I'm saying bye. So I'm still here rattling. We get StreamYard. That StreamYard, that's a StreamYard screen. Okay. Cursor on that end of broadcast. Let me try that again. Bye, y'all. End broadcast. Bye, y'all. We'll get it right.